back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
Back on the Big Dumb Fun Show. We are hanging out online at bigdumbfunshow.com, .net, .org, .biz, .info. We got your web domains covered when it comes to Big Dumb Fun Show. And we're, of course, rocking the social networking sites. We've got a Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, Google+. Put in the .com/Big Dumb Fun Show, and you will find us hanging out there.
You know, we are everywhere right now, but where we are not is MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. You know, like all the big major outlets. We haven't got to yet,
but we will.
That's right. The guest that we have on the phone, the tax girl, Kelly Erb, she's been everywhere. She's been around, and she is exactly who you want to talk to. If you got a tax-related question. And Kelly, welcome back to the Big Dumb Fun Show. Glad to have you.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back.
Now, has there been a lot of changes from one year to the next as far as the you're gearing up? People have just
gearing up. I think she's in gear.
You're in gear.
People have almost like 3 weeks until their taxes are due.
Well, this is crunch time
because April 15th falls on a Sunday.
It's April 16th this year is what I heard.
That's a question for Kelly.
This year.
What?
It's the 17th this year.
Oh, 17th.
So they're even giving people that extra Monday.
Yeah, because it's a holiday in D.C. on Monday this year, so we get an extra day.
Oh, wow.
Now, when you say it's a holiday in D.C., are you talking about for like congressmen and senators? Because they get quite a few of those.
Well, them and the rest of the folk there, yeah.
What holiday is that?
It's Emancipation Day.
Oh, do we get that day off here?
No.
I don't think we get the Emancipation Day off. But, Kelly, you're a tax girl on Facebook, facebook.com/tax girl. It's first of all, it's super simple, which is great. But you are 7 likes away from reaching 2,000 fans on there. That is insane. And maybe by the end of this evening, we can bump that up for you a little bit. I don't know.
That would be great.
Maybe we'll Google Plus you.
Now, I
can't figure out Google Plus to save my life. I know I should like it, and I don't. I find it awkward and weird.
No,
I'm a Twitter girl.
Yeah.
I like Twitter.
No, you do have a huge fan base on the Twitter. How many Twitter followers do you have now?
I don't know.
Like 14,000?
God, it's insane.
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
Now, you started this, how many years ago did you get the domain taxgirl.com and start blogging tax information for people?
Well, I was blogging before I got Tax Girl. Actually, Tax Girl used to be a porn site, apparently, years ago. but I bought it. I probably bought Tax Girl 4 or 5 years ago, but I've been blogging, I guess, for about 6 years, something like that.
And the blog, basically, people send you questions, their questions, tax-related questions, and you're an expert because you're actually a tax attorney.
Yes, although the rules of ethics would require that I don't use the word expert, and I'm not making that up.
Really?
So, I know a lot about tax.
Okay, but I've even went to the tax girl before, Gnurk. I don't know if you remember this, but when I had finalized my adoption. And I was like, well, hey, how do I get some money back from this kid? Like, how do I get?
When am I able to get money back from this kid?
When can I get my paycheck from having to deal with this kid? And so she was able to give me some good advice in the fact that sometimes the government, and I thought was weird, the government doesn't have all the forms sometimes. Now, this was my problem last year, was that I was ready to file, and the government's like, well, we're still working on the form to allow you to file. Here's last year's form, and here's what we think the form is going to be.
You can't blame IRS for that.
Why?
I mean, not that I'm going to always, defend them, but you can't blame them. That's Congress. That's Congress waiting until, the end of December and deciding to pass a law, knowing that tax season begins in 2 weeks, and expecting the IRS to be able to redo all the forms and have them available for 140 million taxpayers in like 2 weeks.
That's insane.
Yeah, I still blame the IRS.
Well, Kelly,
just because it's easier to do.
Hey, Kelly, what question does everyone ask you every year about taxes that you get constantly?
Well, actually the most popular question changes from year to year. The one that's probably the most constant is, where's my refund? And that one's worse this year than normal because the IRS switched everything over to their newfangled computer systems in November, and there were a lot of delays, more than normal. So that's usually the, where's my refund? But this year, the question that I've gotten the most this year is people keep asking, where's Schedule M, which was the schedule that was only in place for 2 years, 2009 and 2010. And it was the Making Work Pay credit that was so confusing for everybody.
I remember that.
And that disappeared, and completely people can continue to look for it. In fact, it's the second most popular post on my site right now is about Making Work Pay credit and Schedule M.
Yeah,
like 85,000 views or something.
That was the first. Was that at the tail end of the Bush era, or right at the start of the Obama era, where they were going to give some money built into your paycheck? Like, instead of giving you a nice fat check, which is Bush gave, I can't even recall. It was like a $200 check or something. They decided that they were going to just trickle it out in your paycheck and give you a couple extra pennies per paycheck, and that was going to stimulate the economy.
Right, because it came out that, first of all, there was a lot of confusion with the rebate checks. That's what they called them under the Bush administration. And they were really expensive to mail out to people. And then people still didn't get them. And so then they had to file extra stuff on their taxes if they didn't get them. And then you had to call a toll-free number to see if you had gotten them because they sent them out in the middle of the summer and nobody could remember if they had them or not come next tax season. So then Congress came up with this brilliant idea that instead of that, what we'll do is we'll just give everybody, I think it worked out to like $13 a week or something.
Yeah, that blows.
Back in your paycheck.
What if you didn't have a job, though? How would you get it?
Well, if you didn't give it, that's why it's called the Making Work Pay credit. So you had to work to get it.
Oh, I see.
But if you were self-employed, that was the big one, because if you got a 1099 instead of a W-2, then you didn't get the withholding. So then you had to file the form anyway. So it was really confusing for people.
Now,
but then they replaced that again for 2011.
Oh, so it was here for 2009, 2010, went away for 2011, and now it's back for 2012.
No.
Oh, no.
It's gone, but people think it's back because they're confused because that whole payroll tax cuts thing that you heard about, that they were fighting about on and on and on, Congress, they had it for 2011. Then 2 weeks before, they decided they were only going to extend it by 2 months. So two weeks before the end of the year, you were only going to have it for 2 months in 2012. And then in February, they went ahead and extended it for the rest of the year, thus confusing everybody.
Would you think
so now nobody knows really, what kind of credit am I getting in my paycheck, am I not? It's ridiculous.
What do you think the percentage is of people that file their taxes correctly versus the people that have no idea what the hell they're doing?
Well, I think that depends on what you consider correctly. I think most people probably file them as close as they're going to get considering what they know. But those commercials for one of the big tax preparers, and I don't remember which one it is, where they talk about how they find extra money for people.
That's
I
H&R
don't doubt
Block.
that happens because I do think that people forget or they don't understand what they can get, just like the adoption stuff that you were talking about. I mean, you never know, if there's a new law or a new credit this year, you completely, you miss out if you're not following it constantly. I mean, and it shouldn't be that hard.
I don't have a huge return, or even a lot of paperwork when I go to file, but I always think that I'm doing something to where it's like, yeah, okay, this is like last year, for instance, we get the return and it's okay. But I keep thinking, gosh, there's something I'm doing wrong. Like everyone else is like buying cars with their return, and like it seems like all my friends are really cashing in, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong?
Not making enough money.
I guess
you're
so.
Doing the right thing. No, you're doing the right thing, because this is the thing. I know people get really excited when they get their refund back, but the Washington Post once coined this phrase called intoxication. Intoxication. And intoxication is joy that you feel at getting a refund until you realize it was your money to begin with. Mm-hmm. Because the whole deal in getting a refund is it's money that the government had that was yours. In most cases, there's a couple of exceptions, like the Earned Income Tax Credit. But what it means is those people that are getting tons of money, unless they're getting that from the Earned Income Credit, it means they were having too much taken out over the course of the year, and the government isn't giving you interest on that.
We are on
So
the
just think,
phone. We're on the phone with Kelly Erb, the tax girl, and we're out of time for this segment. But can you hang around and we'll talk with you a little bit more? And I want to kind of delve into the just how much you've just blown up over the years, Kelly. If you don't mind, we'll talk with you just a little bit more. So stay tuned to the Big Dumb Fun Show. More with the tax girl. Also, you can send us your tax questions. We'll ask her, and we'll all be smarter for it.
Back after one song.